What do you do when someone insults you? There is that white-hot flash of anger that surges through your chest, that primal urge to fight back, to defend your honor. We have all been there. A sharp word or a condescending tone feels like a physical blow. Your heart pounds, your mind races, and suddenly you are in a psychological battle you never chose. But what happens when you give in to that impulse, when you lash out? More often than not, it just makes things worse. The argument spirals. The original disrespect gets buried under new, regrettable insults. You walk away drained and frustrated, not just at them, but at yourself for losing your cool. Because they dragged you down to their level. They shattered your inner peace, and you handed them the power to do it. This is the cycle of reactivity. It is a trap laid by others, but it is sprung by our own uncontrolled emotions. It leaves us feeling powerless, because our well-being becomes dependent on people who may not deserve that control. But what if there was another way? What if you could face disrespect not with anger, but with an unshakable inner strength that proves you are untouchable? The ancient Stoics mastered this very art. They understood that true power is not about controlling others, but mastering yourself. They built mental fortresses so strong that the petty arrows of insult just bounced off. Let us explore 5 phrases inspired by their timeless wisdom. These are not just clever comebacks. They are psychological tools to deflect attacks, reclaim your authority, and show a level of inner strength that can leave the other person speechless. This is not about suppressing your anger. It is about transforming it into a quiet, confident power that no one can take from you. 1. That is for you to carry. This first phrase is a powerful way to deflect personal judgment and refuse to accept baggage that is not yours. When someone hurls an insult or a harsh criticism at you, the natural response is to catch it and fight it, but you do not have to. Instead, with a calm voice, you can simply say, "That is for you to carry." Imagine you are in a meeting. You have just presented a project you poured weeks into. You are proud of it. But a colleague scoffs and says, "Honestly, this is completely uninspired. It is amateur work." The air goes tense. Everyone's looking at you. Your face flushes, and you want to list all your accomplishments, pour out their flaws. Instead, you take a quiet breath. You make eye contact, not with aggression, but with calm observation. And you say, without malice, "That is for you to carry." The Stoic philosophy here is rooted in the dichotomy of control, a core idea from the teacher Epictetus. It teaches us to know the difference between what we can control and what we cannot. Our thoughts and our responses are ours to control. The opinions and insults of others are not. When your colleague calls your work amateur, that judgment is a product of their own mind, their insecurities, their jealousy, their bad day. It is their burden. You are under no obligation to pick it up. The great Stoic emperor, Marcus Aurelius, wrote, "The best revenge is to be unlike him who performed the injury." He knew that the actions of others cannot harm your character unless you allow them to. By refusing to fight, you are choosing to be unlike your attacker. You refuse to let their negativity contaminate your inner peace. The impact of this phrase is profound. It does not escalate the conflict, it ends it. It communicates that you refuse to participate in their drama. You are not validating their insult by arguing. You are classifying it as their problem. You show everyone that your self-worth is not up for negotiation. You are a fortress, and they have just discovered their attacks are useless. Two, I will meet this with reason. Our second phrase is a commitment to logic when things get emotional. In the heat of an argument, when you are facing an unfair accusation, it is easy to get flooded with anger. The conversation can quickly devolve into a shouting match where no one is listening. In that critical moment, pausing and stating, "I will meet this with reason," can change everything. Picture a family gathering. A relative starts making passive-aggressive comments about your career or life choices. It starts small, but when you get defensive, he raises his voice. "I'm just saying, it seems like you are not thinking things through. It is irresponsible. Your blood is boiling. You feel attacked in front of people you love." You want to yell back, to point out his own imperfections. to hurt him the way he just hurt you. This is where a family feud could ignite, but you remember your training. You take a breath, let the anger wash over you without carrying you away, and say with firm composure, "This is becoming emotional. I will meet this with reason, not anger." Stoic philosophy here is the belief that our ability to reason is what makes us human. For the Stoics, anger is a form of temporary madness. Seneca, a prominent Stoic philosopher, wrote an entire work on anger, arguing we should never act on it because it clouds our judgment and harms us more than the original offense. He saw it as a destructive force that hands control of our minds over to external events. Marcus Aurelius echoed this, constantly urging himself to see events objectively, without emotion. By stating your intent to use reason, you are aligning with this high ideal. You are choosing to elevate the conversation from a primal fight to a human one. You are choosing wisdom over wrath. This phrase acts like a mirror, reflecting their own lack of reason back at them. Your calmness highlights their chaos. By refusing to join them in the mud, you force them to either rise to your level or be left stewing in their own irrationality. It shows that you cannot be provoked into a fight you do not choose. You are the master of your own mind. Three, my peace is not for debate. This third phrase is your verbal shield. It is for those who relentlessly push and provoke, demanding a reaction. Some people thrive on drama. They want to pull you into arguments and force you to justify yourself. When you are in that crossfire, a simple, unwavering declaration can end the assault. My peace is not for debate. Imagine a toxic ex-partner or a manipulative acquaintance trying to draw you into old arguments over text. They send long paragraphs, rehashing past grievances and demanding explanations. Every notification is a jolt of anxiety. You feel the pull to defend your character and prove them wrong, but you recognize this pattern for what it is, a black hole for your energy. So, instead of engaging, you type a final, clear message. I will not be discussing this again. My peace is not for debate. Then, you mute the conversation. Stoic wisdom here is again the dichotomy of control, but focused on protecting your inner tranquility. Epictetus taught that the goal of a Stoic is ataraxia, a state of serene calmness, free from disturbance. He was adamant that other people cannot disturb you unless you allow them to. Her mind is a fortress, and you are the gatekeeper. This phrase is you, standing at the gate, denying entry to unnecessary drama. By saying my peace is not for debate, you are stating that your inner calm is non-negotiable. You are not asking for their permission. You are making a unilateral declaration of your own sovereignty. Seneca supported this, telling a story about the Stoic Cato, who, after being physically struck, refused to acknowledge it, saying, "I do not even remember being hit." He deemed the offense unworthy of his attention, and so it had no power over him. Your peace is your most valuable possession. It is not up for public discussion. The impact is liberating. You stop being a player in their game. Manipulators need your engagement to continue. When you withdraw it, their power evaporates. This phrase is not an invitation to discuss further. It is the final word. It is a profound act of self-care, valuing your own well-being more than winning a pointless argument. 4. Time will show the path. This fourth phrase expresses patience and humility. It is the perfect response to unsolicited advice, dire predictions, or arrogant certainty from others. People often present their opinions as facts, insisting their way is the only way. Arguing with them is like punching a wall. Instead of engaging in a futile battle, you can step back with the quiet confidence of, time will show the path. Imagine you have made a big life decision, like leaving a stable job to start your own business. You are excited but nervous. You share the news with a friend, and they react with alarm. That is a huge mistake. The economy is terrible. You will be broke in 6 months. They are not offering support, but judgment cloaked as concern. Your instinct is to get defensive and lay out your entire business plan to prove them wrong, but you recognize their fear is not your reality. So you listen, you nod, and when they finish, You smile gently and say, "I appreciate your concern. Time will show the path." The Stoic philosophy here is about accepting our limited perspective and aligning with the natural unfolding of events. The Stoics knew they could not predict the future. They believed in making rational choices in the present and then accepting the outcomes with equanimity. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. Be one." In this context, his advice could be, waste no more time arguing. If this is the right path, walk it. This response shows humility. You are admitting you do not have all the answers, but neither do they. You are willing to let reality be the ultimate judge. By deferring judgment to the future, you release yourself from the pressure of having to prove yourself right now. You are placing your trust in your own actions and the natural course of things. Using this phrase disarms the critic. How can someone argue with time? You are not agreeing or disagreeing. You are simply elevating the conversation to a level where their opinion has less weight. It communicates a quiet, a long-term confidence. It shows you are not rattled by their doubts, because your conviction is not built on their approval. It is a powerful way to preserve your energy and focus for the journey ahead. Five, I choose my response. This final phrase is the most direct statement of Stoic power. It is both a reminder to yourself and a declaration to others. When someone is actively trying to provoke you and manipulate your emotions, they are trying to take control of your inner world. In that moment, looking them in the eye and stating, "I choose my response," is the ultimate reclamation of your sovereignty. Let us imagine one last scenario. You are dealing with someone who knows your triggers. During a conversation, they make a comment engineered to wound you, referencing a past failure or a known insecurity. They deliver it with a slight smirk and then wait, watching for the flash of anger or hurt. They are waiting for your reaction to validate their power. You feel the sting. The old anger begins to rise. But this time is different. You pause. You acknowledge the emotion, but you do not become it. You let the pause stretch, creating space between their action and your reaction. Then you look at them, not with anger, but with clarity, and you state simply, "I choose my response." This is the absolute core of Stoicism. The philosophy is built on the principle that while we cannot control what happens to us, we have absolute control over our response to it. Epictetus, who was born a slave and endured immense hardship, built his entire philosophy on this singular freedom. He taught, it is not things that upset us, but our judgments about things. An insult is just words. It only becomes harmful when we'll judge it to be harmful, and then choose to react with pain. Marcus Aurelius put it this way, choose not to be harmed, and you will not feel harmed. Do not feel harmed, and you have not been. This phrase is you, actively applying that teaching in real time. You are telling the other person, your attempt to control my emotions has failed. I am the only one who holds that power. The effect is utterly disarming. A provocateur is like a puppeteer who pulls a string and expects the puppet to dance. When they pull the string and the puppet simply says, "I am the one who decides to move," the show is over. You have exposed their game by refusing to play. You are demonstrating that you are not a victim of their behavior, but the architect of your own character. Conclusion. These 5 phrases, that is for you to carry. I will meet this with reason. My peace is not for debate. Time will show the path, and I choose my response, are more than just words. They are declarations of inner freedom. They are practical tools designed to protect your most valuable asset, your tranquility. The Stoics taught that the world will constantly test us. But the one power that is always yours is the power to choose how you respond. Do you react with anger, handing your peace over to those who disrespect you? Or do you respond with reason and dignity, proving that your inner fortress is impregnable? True strength is not about being the loudest voice or winning every argument. It is the quiet, unshakable calm of a mind that knows its own worth. It is about embodying the words of Marcus Aurelius. The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts. By choosing your responses, you are choosing the quality of your life. This is a practice, not a perfect performance. There will be times you falter, When the old anger surges, do not despair. As Seneca advised, simply begin again. Each time you pause and use one of these phrases, you are strengthening your character. You are building resilience. If you found this wisdom helpful, please subscribe for more practical philosophy. Like this video to help spread this knowledge to others, and share your own experiences in the comments. Which of these phrases resonated with you the most? Remember, disrespect from others is loud, but true power is silent. It does not need to prove itself. It simply is. Go forward, protect your peace, and choose to be the master of your own mind.